Peace, family. Welcome to Black Star TV 2.0. It's your boy Black Star, and today's episode is about the prison industrial complex, rehabilitation or exploitation. Don't forget to subscribe, like to the channel, and let's dig into this. You know, I done made a PowerPoint for y'all, and I just want to get into this really quick because we know the prison system is used to exploit. That's what I'm really going to show. There's really no rehabilitation in the prison system whatsoever. So let's get to this. Let me share my screen and pull up my PowerPoint for y'all. Let's dig into it. So private prisons, right? So we got this off Investopedia, and all of this is for educational purposes, because they like to get you with that copyright infringement. So private prisons, on the other hand, is run by corporations. The corporation's end goal is to profit from anything it deals in. So let's go over to the right side. It says, let's suppose that it costs $100 a day to incarcerate someone, assuming full capacity, including all administrative costs, and prison buildings can hold up to 1,000 inmates. A private prison can offer their service to the government and charge $150 per day per inmate. Generally speaking, the government will agree to these terms if the 150 is less than if the prison was publicly run. Now, I'm going to tell you right now that I know people that sued the prison and got up for false incarceration, got up to about $1,000 to $1,500 a day. So I think it's more than that, because I'm going to even tell you on another PowerPoint that I put up about Oregon, that they was actually lying in that, but I still also wanted to show you how much people are making in there, because now these are private prisons, and these are how they're making the money. They're going onto onto the stock market and making billions and billions of dollars. See, CoreCivic, which was actually Corporate Corrections of America, they actually changed the name because they were getting blasted on the news at one point about being the largest owned private prison. So they tried to switch their name up to CoreCivic. They was originally, and you can look this up, you can Google it, they was originally Corporate Corrections of America, who actually owned about 90% of the for-profit prisons in the country. And they was their biggest donor. They were Bill Clinton's biggest donors in 1992, whenever he ran, 1992 or 1994. And they donated $52 million to his campaign, which in retrospect now, you see that was a good contribution, because they made billions out of that 52 million. So CoreCivic operates as a government solution company which engages in development and managing of prisons and other corporate correctional facilities. See what I'm saying? You can buy this for $9. I got this off Robinhood, $9. Like, you can invest in a prison. GEO Group, which is the GEO Group, is a real estate investment trust which specializes in ownership, lease, and management of correctional detentions and reentry facilities, which is like a halfway house, stuff like that. So watch this at the bottom. I'm gonna go down to the bottom. The international service segment includes detention operations in South Africa, Australia, and United Kingdom. So they're all over the world making money with this prison system thing. And watch this, because prisoners actually, and I'm gonna go to this real quick, and then I'm gonna go to my next PowerPoint, but watch this, see, because this is exploitation right here. See, U.S. inmates used as collateral on the national debt, but they're not also just used as collateral on the debt, right? They're also used, let's go to this next PowerPoint, they're also used for mortgage hypothecation and subprime mortgaging, right? Because mortgage hypothecation occurs when an asset is pledged as collateral to secure a loan. It commonly occurs in mortgage lending where the home serves as collateral, but the bank does not have any claim put those words together. Any claim on cash flow or income generated from it, unless the borrower defaults. So that's basically saying that they're giving out loans knowing that you can't afford it, right? They know that you can't afford the loan. So because they make money when you default. So they know if you make $100,000 a year and they let you borrow 300,000, right, to get a home, they know within 3 to 5 years, 6 years, you're going to default on that loan, which then that's when they start making their money. That's why I said they know you can't afford the loan, so they'll give it to you so you can default. The debt is secured by a mortgage-backed security, right, which is funded by prisoners. We're going to go over here. See, a subprime mortgage is one that's normally issued to borrowers with low credit ratings. Interest rates are much higher than on a prime mortgage. See, again, so the interest rates go up, which means you're going to have more money to pay, but they know that you're not going to be able to pay this. So it literally makes you default. And again, we're about to get to Corporate Corrections of America, because I told you they changed their name to CoreCivic. After the security companies identify the bonds, which are underwriting them, they do this through an investment banker, or the banks themselves do this. Their job is out to them. They buy up all these shares and turn around and sell them to investment securities. The shares represent the stocks, which represent the account of CCA, Corporate Corrections of America. All of these has been funneled through the CCA, the Corporate Corrections of America. What they are doing is selling stock in the prison system by selling prisoners' accounts as securities through the security exchange. They are making huge amounts of money off of it. They privatize the prisoners' accounts and bring all these investors in. And what they are doing is underwriting all these prisoners' accounts, bonds. This is after the surety company agrees or guarantees the bonds. They are underwritten through the investment bank or banker. Then they are put out on the market and resold to the public. Bro, this is crazy. In other words, the banks are buying up all the shares and then they resell them as investment securities to the public. Bro, now watch this. Ooh, pardon me. What they are really doing is they are buying up the debt instrument. They are using a fiscal account cycle and accrual, and they are selling the prisoner's capital and interest, as it is called an accrual accounting. See what I'm saying? This is all by design. This isn't because, they feel like you're doing so much wrong in the community that you need to be corrected. Look at all these for-profit prisons, man. I told you, Corporate Corrections of America, or CoreCivic now, owns 90% of the for-profit prisons. Now, I'm going to put you on game. I just said that they funded Bill Clinton. They was Bill Clinton's biggest donors. You have to understand, then Bill Clinton in 1994, he approved it because actually Jim Crow Joe Biden actually wrote up the crime bill. He wrote up the crime bill, I believe, as a senator or governor or something, or congressman, one of them. He was something. He wasn't the president at the time. But then Bill Clinton, as the president, signed it. See what I'm saying? And I wouldn't be surprised if Joe Biden had anything to do, or his name would leak into this, because we got some NBA owners' names who leak into this industry too. Because this is big business. This is billions of dollars. If you go to these, see how it says today's volume? Yeah, like if I would have went up a little bit and scrolled up on Robinhood, it would have showed that CoreCivic was worth like $5 billion. This one is worth like $1 billion and some change. So now we're going to get into why this is really happening, right? Because this is really happening, and why blacks are filling up the jails, because this is free labor. You feel what I'm saying? Not free labor, but it's very cheap labor, So this is why I say it's by design, because racism is systematic. Racism isn't the spewing of racial epithets, like calling somebody a nigger or you know what I'm saying, or a bigot. That's not racism. That's like a prejudiced person, or extreme white supremacy. Like, extreme white supremacy would be KKKs, the alt-rights. That's supreme white supremacy. You feel me? But you have very covert racism going on in the United States, right? So look, 10 million crimes was committed in 2019. This is from the FBI website, government website. 10 million crimes was committed, 7 million crimes by whites, 2.6 million by blacks, 244,000 by American Indians, and 159,000 by Asians. Now I'm gonna say that whites totaled more than everybody else put together, but somehow blacks are populating the jails. I want to say about 40 to 50% of the jail is blacks. How? Like, how? That's why I say, like, when people say, yo man, if you just stop committing crime and you just stop doing this, then like, no, this is systematic, bro. They try to they over sentence us. You know what I mean? You can get sentenced to the same thing, or you can get charged the same thing as a white person. Like all these robberies right here, they got like, all right, even though we did more robberies, but still, guarantee you the white boy would get 2 years while the black boy will get 15 to 20. See, it's a big difference. And this is why the numbers look like this, where you're committing the most crimes, but then we're going to jail the most. You get what I'm saying? We're going to jail the most. You know, they try to get rid of them rape numbers because they know that they heavy on the rape, to be honest. But this isn't about who's right or wrong. Because if this was about who's right or wrong, the jails would be heavily populated with white people, not heavily populated with black people. This is why I say, is this rehabilitation or exploitation? You get what I'm saying? This can't be rehabilitation. You're not in this to rehabilitate anybody. You're in this for money. This is why if you go to prison and you notice the programs, they don't even be making sense, and they're not rehabilitating nobody, or the overturn rate wouldn't be so high. You feel me? The recidivism rate be high, bro. People that's more likely to come back to jail is high because you're not rehabilitating nobody. You're making people second-class citizens so that they have to come back a second time or a third time. But it's even deeper than that, than just the prison system, because the only way you can get in prison, right? The only way you can get in prison is through the court. Now let's see how. Now I'm gonna show you how this is exploitation and how this is all by design, systematic racism. See, it's not about you calling me a nigger. This is about systematic, because I'm just showing you the numbers. Now we're going to see how it happens, right? The Yale Law Journal, written May 6, 1975, right? Not going to read. This is all about defense attorney. See, the defense attorney's role in plea bargains, right? Because you can Google this too. 90%. The feds is 99.6% conviction rate. Oh my God. It has a 99.6% conviction rate, right? Now, the states, every county in every state on a state level has at least a 90 or 92% conviction rate. You can Google all of this. Now, this is why this is happening. Is it because the prosecutors are just so much smarter than the lawyers? Do we really think that? Is that why they're winning so much? Because they're just so much smarter? They know the law so much better? Or is it because you have a system designed to make people cop out, right? Because watch this. Because, we ain't getting taught no law in school. So when you get because most of the people that's in prison fall below the poverty line, right? So when you're falling below the poverty line, you're normally not getting private counsel. And I'm gonna tell you that even with private counsel, it's still the same thing, right? Still pretty much the same thing. You just get a better deal. That's it. It's not that you're just whipping cases and you, not guilty. No, you're just getting better deals. You feel me? Like a person can commit 2 armed robberies and he can have not a court appointed lawyer. You're going to get about 15, 20 years, but he can have a private lawyer and get probation. You see what I'm saying? You went from facing all that time to now just getting probation. You didn't get anything. You didn't just beat the case, but now the money got you a smaller case. Because why now? Look, plead him guilty. I'm going to just skip down and go to this, right? When lawyers handle 5 cases a day and earns $50 for each one, his annual income will be substantially in excess of $50,000. Moreover, some lawyers manage to enter more than 5 guilty pleas each day. In felony courts, at least $200, $300, and $500 fees for routine guilty plea cases seem far more common than $50 fees. John W. Minor in Los Angeles. This is what I'm trying to tell you, bro. This is systemic racism. When you have people that get paid for you to plead guilty, there's no incentive for them to win. You know why there's no incentive for them to win? Because it's okay. So if you get charged with a crime and you beat it, right? So now I beat the case. I don't have to pay court costs. I don't have to pay the court appointed attorney. I don't have to pay him now because I was found not guilty, right? And what a lot of people don't know, when you get found not guilty, this is another reason why they don't ever want to give you absolutely nothing, right? Even though they know you didn't do it, they still want to be like, all right, well, just take the fine then, right? No probation, just take a fine. See, they want to do that because even when you take the fine, you still have to get in front of the judge and admit guilt just to take the fine, right? So when you get found not guilty, you're allowed to now sue for false incarceration, for you charging me for a crime that I never committed. You can sue now. You can sue the state now. So the state doesn't want to get sued because the judge, the lawyer, the prosecutor, they're all under the Bar Association, which is ran by the state. See what I'm saying? It's all a finesse. This is why they're going to charge them or pay them $200, $300, $500. Right now it's $500. $500 for guilty pleas. Now watch this. The criminal defense attorney is often seen as a romantic figure and sophisticated master of the system whose only job is to be on the defense side, but it really isn't. We know they are called. See, this research study was conducted under the, I don't even know what that say, of the Center for Studies in Criminal Justice in the University of Chicago. Yes, finesse game. So I said, this isn't about, and then when you see that and you go to these numbers and you say, oh, whites are committing 7 million crimes, blacks are committing 2.6 million crimes. Is this about people doing right or wrong? Is this really about justice? Oh, he just got what he deserved. Nah, he really didn't, dog. He really didn't. He had a low cheating ass attorney who told him he was facing 10 years. And even though he knows he probably didn't do it, or he can file a motion. And this is also a sidebar. If your lawyer or public defender doesn't file a motion for you, or doesn't argue a certain point while y'all in court, even if you get found guilty later on in your appeal, if he didn't argue that, you can't appeal that. Yes, that's absolute facts, nigga. Whatever you don't argue, you can't appeal. And whatever's said about you without him saying objection is submitted on the record as the truth. Facts. That's absolute facts. And when you in there, oh man, I should have put some of my paperwork up here. If you got a public defender, they're gonna tell you, yo, you can't talk, only he can talk. But they already know that he's not going to talk for you or say anything or object to what the prosecutor's saying because they all on the same squad, right? So now let's get even deeper. Because this all leads into this and why it's 7 million to 2.6 million, right? Because this is every year. You can go on the same website, the FBI.gov website and get the same. You can get the 2000. This is 2019. You can get 2020, 2018 on down, and the numbers are always going to be the same. They're always going to be committing. Whites are always going to be committing millions of more crimes than blacks, right? And this is all for this reason. And we still fill up the jails more than them. And it's going to be for this reason right here, right? Because of the 50-cent wages and $2 an hour wages, right? Prison industries, jobs range from farm work, manufacturing, to call centers and distribution service. Every state except Alaska, right? So, oh, my bad. Large contracts such as this, coupled with correctional industry wages of between 50 cents and $2 an hour. That's facts. Let's look at some of the things that go on and what they're making. So you got companies like this Playcraft trailers. They making metal utility trailers, utility cargo trailers. Like, come on, bro. Small item cases, wire harnesses. Like, this is the things that they making, dog. Like, come on, bro. Dixie Frozen Foods, processed potatoes in Idaho. They processing potatoes over there. Like, yo, and this is all getting sold on the street for top dollar. While they paying you 50 cents an hour. They really not even paying you that. This is a couple more. Feel me? Custom injected mold parts. Again, wire harnesses, transportation seats. Come on, man. They exploiting the shit out of people, bro. This is straight exploitation. This has nothing to do with right or wrong. And this is just justice. They ain't got nothing to do with that shit. This got everything to do with big bank. Big bank take little bank. That's exactly what this is, man. Let me go a little farther because boom. I actually worked in the OCE. The Oregon Prison Industry Program nets $28.5 million as prisoners earn $1.25, and that's an absolute lie. We was not getting $1.25 an hour. This was written April 2nd, 2019. I was locked up April 2nd, 2019 in Warner Creek, the same place where they got this call center at. That's absolute facts. And I was not, okay, I'm gonna just let you add it up. $1.25 an hour. $1.25 an hour. We was working from 7 in the morning to 3 in the afternoon. 7 to 3. That's an 8-hour shift. It's an 8-hour shift. We got lunch, which was like about an hour, right? So let's say 7 hours, right? 7 hours. Boom. We was working from, let me see, 7 hours times 5. That's 35 times 30 days. Bro, that would be 1,000 and something. Nigga, we was getting $100 a month. We was getting $100 a month. They lying, bro. You wasn't earning no fucking. Nobody was getting nowhere near $1,000 a month, man. You crazy? The best job in that whole state prison in Oregon was in OSP, Oregon State Penitentiary, which was the laundry job where people was getting about $300 a month, $400 or $500 a month. Get the hell out of here talking about nigga making $1.25 an hour. That's straight bullshit. That shit is straight bullshit. Excuse my language. Yeah, they styling, dog. Literally, bro, because I went to prison March 6th. No, March 15th, I landed in the little prison system because I was in the county from March 6th to March 15th, 2018, and I got out February 2020. I was in OCE, word is born. I was in OCE at Warner Creek Correctional Facility in Oregon, bro. And what's that called? Lakeview. Got the map right above me, excuse me. Lakeview, Oregon, bro. Come on, man. They lying. That's why I said they sitting here styling. Whoever wrote this is styling. This is prison legal news. Ain't nobody making no $1,000. I mean, no $1.25 an hour. You feel me? That's why I said that's BS, bro. You making like about $1 a day. You more like it. How was we getting $1? You might get people because you could earn what they call that shit, man. You can get just like a little bit of extra money. If you're doing a little bit good, you might get somebody that make 200 a month. You feel me? Sometimes they match your shit. They might match your joint. If, you know what I mean? You make 150 and they might match it and give you 150 if you're doing good. But that's that's still not $1.25 an hour, bro. I just did the math with you. Facts. That's absolute facts. So this is where a lot of the other money's being made. And this is where we're going to get into where the NBA owner actually be getting a lot of, one of the NBA owners actually be getting a lot of his money. So you got, you know, they making millions off sending emails. Mind you, sending emails is free. But they're going to charge the hell out of a prisoner because this is all about trying to break you mentally, spiritually, and economically. You feel me? Because they making all the money. Because it's easy. They know you want to get to your peoples. You got to call your family. You feel what I'm saying? And the more that because they put a strain on you. They purposely are putting a strain on you and your family so that y'all don't communicate. Then you have hate for them, resentment. And then when you get out, it's like, yo, I'm trying to tell you, bro, it's a psychological warfare going on in there. Then they got some fake ass programs trying to make you just admit to everything. Oh yeah, I was a piece of crap when I was out there. Yeah, I was this, I was that. It ain't no uplifting programs in there. Everything is to try to make you feel like a piece of shit, which breaks down your spirit in general. Because trust me, anybody who knows, like, you're supposed to talk positive words. You always want me to come in here and talk about my whole life and everything I was doing since I was a kid and how I was lying as a kid. And like, come on, bro, how the hell is that going to help me right now? You feel me? Bringing up all this old past stuff and like we ain't getting to no economic stuff was going to help me get out there and get a job. You feel me? Teaching me how to make a resume, or they ain't doing none of that. And that's why I said there's no rehabilitation, bro. This is all exploitation. But you got Global Tail Sirius, CenturyLink. We was using Sirius, right? Securus. I keep saying Sirius. No, we was using Global Tail. I think Securus is over here on the East Coast. But let's get into that, man. Because Global Tail is owned by. Because look, this is what I really put this up here for to see. Just show you. Tellme LLC, you got Intelme LLC, and how these all link up. See, Global Tail, which links to Deb Anderson. Deb Anderson got some Tellme LLC. Like all this is some slickness, bro. They all just generating money with each other with not dummy corporations, but corporations to hide each other, right? So look. JPay was bought out by Global Tail, who was owned by Deb Anderson, the lady over here, right? And I'm gonna mind you, all these people again is white, right? They're controlling all of this. That's why I say the whole prison industry, slave labor is all controlled by a group of people. Like again, I said, racism isn't spewing racial epithets. It is controlling money, resources, and power and using them to oppress other group of people. That's why your average white person cannot be racist. They cannot be racist. They can be prejudiced where they say, oh, shut up, nigga. Oh, this, that, and the third. They can do that all day. They don't even have 90% or 98% of the white people in this country do not own and control resources and power to use it to oppress a whole group of people, bro. That's racism. That's why I said it's the 1%. It's these folks up in here, these folks in the government. You feel me? Congress. That's racism, bro. That's racism. That's what I said. That's all I say when I'm saying it's these white folks doing this shit. It's not your average Joe white folks. So don't get mad and think somebody talking about you. You feel me? Because most of y'all too broke to even have the resources to stop anybody from doing anything, to lock me up, or you feel what I'm saying, and make me only make $1 a day. You feel what I'm saying? But she owns that and Global Tail, and they own JPay, which JPay is how you again transfer money, emails, video visitation, and parole and probation payments to approximately 1.5 million inmates throughout the 35 states. JPay. You feel me? Bro, they is making hand over fist on every aspect of this joint. Now watch this. Securus. Securus is owned by Platinum Equity. Who the hell is Platinum Equity? Now let's look at, hold up. Platinum Equity LLC is a private equity investment firm founded by Tom Joris in 1995. Well, who's Tom Joris? The president of the Detroit Pistons. Not the president, the owner of the Detroit Pistons. Gores purchased the team in 2011 for $325 million. Where did you get your money from, good brother? Where did you get your money from? Oh, exploiting people in the prison systems, exploiting families. You feel what I'm saying? Because this is what all this is about, exploitation. You're charging about $5 to $10, goddamn 15-minute phone call. You feel me? For 15-minute, 10-minute phone call. Ooh, like, bro, you know how much that is? Think about what your phone bill is. Some of y'all phone bills is like $50 a month. You can talk all day, all night. Come on, dog. People spend that in a couple of days for 10, 15 minutes. You feel me? That's like what? That'll be like 5 to 10 calls. Your whole bill. That's 5 to 10, 15-minute calls a day is your whole bill for the month. Bro, they blending people. And this is why people's families can't communicate with each other, because it's so expensive, because they're raping you. And now they got you. Oh, you can buy a calling card in the jail. Like, come on, dog, you only paying me $1. Come on, bro. How am I buying cards to call home and feed myself and you paying me these low ass wages, bro? That don't even make sense. Come on, man. You paying a nigga 50 cents an hour, and you telling me now I got to pay for these phone calls and buy my commissary and buy my food off commissary? Come on, that don't even make no sense. This is exploitation at its finest. You feel me? And watch this. Hold on, because this is, again, when he just said Securus, right? Securus was owned by Platinum Equities. And then we found out Platinum Equities was owned by the Pistons owner, right? That's because of this right here. See, these are the things they do, but this is just not dealing with real estate. But this is what he did. When filing an entity, you must start. This is to get immunity, to hide your assets. When filing an entity, you must start in one of these 4 states: Nevada, I keep forgetting what NW is, Delaware, Wyoming, and set it up as a manager managed LLC. Then you'll set up another entity in a different state with the first entity as the member of the second entity to get immunity compliant asset protection. What? You're going to get a LLC. Again, I'm going to break this down again. You set up a manager managed LLC, Platinum, what was it called? Platinum Equity, right? Or no, Securus. So he set up Securus as a manager managed LLC. Then you'll set up another entity in a different state with the first entity as the member of the second entity. That would be Platinum Equity. You feel me? So he used Securus as the first one, then he used Platinum Equity as the second one to get immunity compliant asset protection. So now if somebody sues Securus, they can't get that money that the Pistons owner, I keep forgetting his name now. The Pistons owner, Tom Gores. Now you can't, when somebody sues Securus, they can't get at him because he's protected by immunity. You would have to try to go after Platinum LLC. So you can't personally sue him, so he won't lose his house, his millions and his billions. And do you get what I'm saying? Yes, the NBA. And the NBA, we all know the NBA is racist. Yeah, we all know. And they use people like Shaq. That's why, what's his name? The owner of the Dallas Mavericks was saying what he said, right? About, oh man, the owner of the Clippers. I can't remember his name either, bro. Why can't I never remember these people's names? Donald Sterling and Mark Cuban. Yeah, Mark Cuban is the Dallas Mavericks. So Donald Sterling, we know back then, he talked about black people. And then Mark Cuban was trying to say, oh, I don't think he should lose his team just because he said something in the privacy of his own home. Nah, that dude's a racist, bro. That dude's a racist, and like a racist, bro. He got the money, the power, and the resources to exploit people, dog. What did you talk about? You feel me? But they defend people. This is how you know, bro. You don't defend people who own bullshit. But that's what y'all do. It's just like the NFL. We all know about Colin Kaepernick. NFL players agreed to end race norming in $1 billion settlement. Race norming, bro. These people literally had the nerve to say in 2021, not 1821, 2021, that black people had a lower cognitive testing, just lower cognitive in general. Oh my God, I can't even think of this shit I'm trying to say. Hold on one second. Basically, they saying we dumber than white people because cognitive has everything to do with thinking and thoughts. You feel me? So you basically was, hold on, let me see. Because that is, I can't find it on here. Lower cognitive function. I knew that's the word I was looking for. Lower cognitive function, right? You're saying in 2021, the NFL was in court saying that the reason why they're not going to pay these black retirees is because their brains, even though because their brains at 40, they had a brain of like a 80-year-old, a 90-year-old brain from getting hit all the time, that CTE, from getting hit in the head all the time, because, you know, humans aren't designed to keep having head collisions. Y'all said in court that they shouldn't get anything because they have a lower cognitive function than white people, man. Bro, if that ain't some old, bro, that's crazy. That's crazy. And then they try to call it race norming. They try to use the most subtle word so that it doesn't seem like racism. Race norming. What the hell is that? No, nigga, you trying to say that look, watch this. Black retirees will now have a chance to have their tests rescored, or in some cases, seek a new round of cognitive testing because you was trying to say they had less cognitive function, a lower cognitive function than white people, bro. That's bullshit. That is racism on the highest level, bro. What is you talking about? And we know because John Gruden just got fired for saying a whole bunch of, see, it's funny because the first thing they ever found out he said was about the black dude's lips, right? And they was trying to sweep that under the rug. Then they found some more emails saying, oh, he said something about gay people. Oh, he said something about LGBTQ. Oh, he said something about and then they got him up out of there. But I even heard black people on ESPN, on Fox Sports, all these sports channels saying, yo, see, he could have probably worked out one of them. But man, when he got started getting caught, like, hold up, the one was him talking about black people, dog. What are you talking about? He was talking black people. You talk about he could have cleaned up the one. What? But he can't clean up the other ones? The one that you was talking about he could have cleaned up was the first one. Bro, that's crazy, man. Then they get these coons to like Shaquille O'Neal, what's his name? Charles Barkley, Stephen A. Smith. You got Randy Moss up there crying for John Gruden. Like, what? Why are you crying, fam? You crying because this nigga got fired for spewing all this racial epithets, fam? Like, you feel what I'm saying? Like, come on, fam. This is crazy. But this is what they do. This is why they're trying to dog Kyrie. You got the one dogging Kyrie, Stephen A. Smith talking about, man, he hates his team and he's not looking out for his team. Like, looking out for his team. You just said, I know getting the vaccine is a choice. All right, if it's a choice, why you keep dogging them about it then? You're not even making any sense. How do you dog somebody for a choice that they're making? Say it's a choice. Then when the man makes a choice, you trying to still dog him for it, saying he's selfish because he made the choice that you said he could choose. Like, what? That's crazy, bro. That's what I said, bro. They put these people in there because they know if these owners, these all-white owners, because there's only one majority black owner in the sport of basketball. There's none in football. There's none in baseball. There's none in hockey, right? There's one majority black owner in all these sports, and they know. Because watch, listen to Stephen A. Smith talk about, oh, Robert Kraft, he's such a highly good guy. Like, he talks so highly about Robert Kraft, but when Robert Kraft got caught with that little prostitute buying some coochie, which is illegal, you didn't dog him, dog. You stayed away from all that. You feel me? But the moments of stay away from the weed, man. Like, some of these players is smoking weed and where the shit is legal at. Stay away from the weed. Like, you keep being all animated and crazy. Like, come on, bro. That shit is whack, bro. Keep trying to dog. That's why Kwame Brown got on him. Because he was put there. He was put there specifically to dog black players, man. Come on, man. To dog. Look, lawyers for black players suspect that white men were qualifying for awards that at 2 to 3 times the rate of blacks since the payouts began in 2017. This isn't back in fucking 1817. This is 2017, and you still trying to do this old weird shit. The same you think you doing with the prison system, where we get the same thing, that same thing happening, and you trying to give white people less time and black people more time. The same thing happening in the football, you trying to give white people more money and you giving black people less money. Like, bro, y'all are crazy to think that this shit ain't racism. You feel me? And to support these NFL, NBA, like, bro, you crazy to keep supporting that shit. You literally, they had Colin Kaepernick kneeling to kick them out the league and then straight whiteballed them, blackballed them, whatever you want to call it. You not letting this dude back in. Then come to find out to later say, oh, you know what? He might have been right. He was right about all that stuff. Like, what? You're not even making no sense. He was right the whole time, but now you still not going to let him in? Come on, man. It's because he was fighting for black people who you don't like. Come on, bro. This is crazy, bro. This is crazy, man. We gonna get back to this. But yeah, I just wanted to show y'all, you know, how the system work, man. How the system work, man. This is big money. This don't have anything to do with people doing right or wrong. This has to do with big bucks. You feel me? Because the system is designed for you to go to prison, them to make money off you. You feel me? Leverage loans off you, leverage mortgages and shit off you. Like, come on, bro. This ain't about right or wrong. This is exploitation. They don't give two craps whether you did the crime or not. They don't give a crap whether you did anything. Plead guilty, plead them guilty, get them up in there. We need this bread. We need to fill these beds up. Come on, man. You have to have these shits to full capacity, bro. We know this. This is why even Michelle Alexander in the new Jim Crow, she showed the statistics. She stated when, and mind you, she was a civil rights lawyer. She said when the crime is going down, the incarceration rates were still going up. Doesn't make sense. It doesn't add up the same way those numbers don't add up. 7 million crimes to 2 million crimes, and you got the people with the 2 million filling the jails up more. Come on, dog. You can't tell me this ain't no racism. You can't tell me racism still don't exist, because it does. You feel me? And don't give me that whole, oh, well, you just got to stop doing this. You just got to stop doing that. Because why are the numbers like that if we just stop doing that? That tells me even regardless if we stop or not, you're going to figure it out to how to put us in there more than anybody else. You feel what I'm saying? This your boy Black Star, man. Like, listen, bro, because I done been to jail a lot, bro. I done been to jail, and I already know how y'all doing, and y'all coming in that place, bro. You can't get me at all. You can't get me with that funniness. You feel me? This your boy Black Star. Don't forget to subscribe, like, and share this channel, man. Definitely hit the subscribe button. Definitely hit the like button and share this. Get this information out. Let people know, because we gotta break this system down, man. And I feel like the only way we can do it is by figuring out real rehabilitation and where it can be money in rehabilitation. See, because there's no money in rehabilitation. This is why they don't care about it. There's no money in rehabilitation. There's only money in sitting you down in those jails. That's why that GEO holding, that was a company strictly for holding people, like for prisons, rehabilitation centers, shit like that. Like, come on, dog. Even as I said, even those rehabilitation centers ain't working, because as soon as you get convicted for a crime, you're now a second-class citizen. Bro, I done had Walmart, listen, man, Amazon, all type. Listen, bro, they will deny you jobs. The most basic jobs you be getting denied for. I'm being dead serious, man. I done took my real estate license, passed it, and then they was talking, oh man, you got a record. Like, what? Well, you ain't say none of that in the beginning. Like, I done did my time already, dog. It's over. What you mean? Now I can't get the real estate license? Like, yo, bro, they'll try to tell you, but this is some wicked shit, man. They don't want to see you. They don't want to really see you get up. They just want you to come out, be normal, and get the regular jobs. Nigga, McDonald's, Burger King. They want you working the warehouse. You feel me? They don't want you to get no good job, dog. They're not trying to have you getting no good jobs for you to motherfucking go walk up the ladder. They don't want that, because that's not conducive to them. They want you to stay on the lower level, so try to force you to get back in that street life and try to force you to do things you don't want to. That's what I said, bro. You know how hard it is for people with records to find housing, bro. For real, unless you're trying to live in the ghetto, where again, these are the places that's going to accept you in housing, where it's a whole bunch of shooting and drugs and that, because they want you to be back in that lifestyle. But then try to get a job for a year or two, and then try to go to a nice community and watch how many times you put in an application, that $25, $50 application fee, and watch how many times you get turned down. Nigga, you gonna go through about 2 G's worth of application fees trying to find an apartment, nigga, still getting told no. That's absolute facts, bro. This is systematic, man. It's systematic. They want you in the dumps where all the bullshit is, so that you can go back to what you were doing, dog. This is not about rehabilitation. This is not about keeping people on the street. It's about keeping you off the street and in them jails, so that they can make them billions. Because the moment you stop, that money stop. You feel me? That's why I said this goes all the way down to the judge, to the prosecutor, to the public pretender, who's getting $500 for guilty pleas to plea your ass on out. You feel me? Just think about it, man. You're not gonna take 10 years. They offer you 10 years in prison, and he like, yo, look, man, I got a deal for you. You've been in there 8 months. He said, I can get you a year. Time served. You be home today. But you got to do 5 years probation. You got to do this class right here. This, man, who gonna roll the dice? Who gonna roll the dice to get found guilty and get 10 years when they can go home today with 5 years probation? Come on, even if you didn't do it, dog, that's a big roll of the dice, nigga. You got kids out there. You got everything. Come on, bro. Come on, bro. Even if you didn't do it, dog, that's a dog. Listen, man. I'm gonna tell you, nigga. I know a whole bunch of people who didn't do it, nigga. Went in there with that Bible in their hand and went to court with that Bible, Quran, all that, and got waxed. So you could talk all that. Oh, well, God is gonna got you back. Near. That shit sound good. I know a whole bunch of people who are innocent. I'm talking about innocent, didn't do it. Nigga, and they run around that Bible every day and they got 20, 30 years in. Nah, nigga. Listen, bro, you can roll that dice if you want. You better take that plea. I had a man that they offered him 12 months. 12 months. His doofy behind, because he had a mask on. He like, yo, they can't identify. I said, bro, you did that shit, nigga. You bugging. I would have took that 12 months. Man, he went to trial, smoked him 90 months. Smoked him. Nigga, I'm like, 90 months, nigga, over 12? Nigga, is you crazy? Smoked his ass, bro. He was in there sick as hell. And it's funny part about it, he actually got out not too long ago for due to the COVID thing, because he was in there being the super prisoner, nigga, the super good prisoner. You feel me? Nah. My nigga Smurf, man, that shit's funny, boy. That shit, I was like, bro, you was crazy as hell, man. But that's what I'm saying, dog. You listen, bro. They'll smoke your boots. And that's another thing, too. I told them, too. I actually showed them a law. Nigga, in Oregon, you can't even, if they offer you 12 months and you go to trial, they wasn't supposed to give that man more than 12 months. They can't give you more time than what they last offer for you was, bro, which makes sense. Like, you just offered me 12 months, nigga. How all of a sudden now you find me guilty now, which I would have had to plead guilty to the 12 months. How all of a sudden I get found guilty in trial now, and now you just blast me with 90. That's because I made you spend your money and I took you to trial, and now you doing some shit for some you doing it out of spite. Now you just sentencing me out of spite, bro, which is some bullshit, nigga. That's some bullshit. This is Black Star TV 2.0. Part of my language for all the cussing and stuff. But man, this is Black Star TV 2.0, man. Subscribe and like to the channel. And we're gonna be bringing you some more content, man. Get at me, man. We out of here.